Welcome back, everybody. It is Wednesday, new comic book day, and it is time for the Key Comic Books weekly comic book news roundup. I don't really know what the name of this thing should be, but that's what I'm calling it now. This is where we talk about all kinds of cool comic book stuff, including the new books that I picked up this week, as well as my pick of the week, the most popular comic of the week, and then the keys of the week. And we're going to start out by popping up a screen over here. And we're going to look at new comics of the week. So, and we'll see what's popular and what's not. So we'll get right into it. Now, as you can see, we are on the League of Comic Book Geeks website, and I love their website. By the way, it's so easy to see all the cool stuff there. And we're going to go through. And what I find interesting this week, and this is sorted by the most popular comic book according to their website, right? So the most pulled according to their site. And the number one for March 19th is Absolute Batman #6. And the top five, none of them happen to be Marvel. Now, once you get down through 6 through 10, four of them are Marvel, but one remains DC. And then the most popular independent comic book, at least according to these folks, is Saga 72 from Image. But we got Absolute Batman #1, Detective Comics Saga, Nightwing, and then the brand new Absolute Flash #1, right? And this makes the fourth Absolute comic that DC is putting out, right? So I've got a copy of that, and I'll be reading that one. And I might actually do Absolute Flash tonight in a read and review video. So I might read that one in a live stream and review it as we go along. I've enjoyed a lot the first three series that they've dropped: Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. All good and different, very different. And we'll see how Flash goes. They've also got a Martian Manhunter coming out as a limited series in the Absolute world, whereas Flash, I believe, will be a ongoing series. So as we go along, if anybody wants to see the interiors of any of these books, let me know. I'm happy to pull these out and take a look at them. Or if you have any questions, I can answer those for you as well. Now, let's move from here, and we're going to take a look at the keys of the week. So let me get this presented up for you. And then we'll pull it in so you can see what I can see. All right, there we go. New comics this week. And this is over at Key Collector Comics. I'm not a member on their site, but I can see what they think are the keys for this week. And I don't really ever agree with what they've got going on. But these are the 15 comic books that they identified as being important for different reasons. So you got Absolute Batman #6. And we had conjectured that this might actually be the first appearance of Absolute Joker, but this is the second cameo appearance of Absolute Joker. So not the full appearance. So I would have said that would have been the most important key for sure if that happened. So maybe for me, the introduction of Absolute Flash is going to be the key of the week. I think so. But then you get also introduction of a group called the Rogues, Captain Boomerang, Mirror Master, Captain Cold, Trickster, and the Golden Glider. So we'll see. Now, Avengers 24 with a Marvel Rivals variant. I don't think that's very key, but they listed it. Sonic, DC versus Sonic, Hedgehog #1. I don't really see this as being a key. I think this is just a fun little book. Exceptional X-Men, I don't see as being key at all. LA Strong, I don't see this really being key, although I think it's a really nice effort and a cool project that they've got out there. I don't think this will be a comic book that's like important in any universes, but I think as far as being a fundraiser to help with the victims of the Los Angeles fires, I think is very cool. Magic. Now, this one is the first full appearance of Liminal. That could be important. New champions, first appearance of Magnatrix. We'll see how that one unfolds. Okay, One World Under Doom. I think this is a non thing. Also the Marvel Rivals, I think, is a non. Out of Alcatraz. I don't think this is going to be a key book. Who are the Power Pals #1? I don't know anything about this. So, but I don't think it'll be key. Dark Horse, I don't got anything for it. So I like number 5, Marvel Rivals. I think if you want to collect the Rivals covers, is cool, but yeah, I don't think it's a thing. Thundercats Lost number 1. I don't think this is really a big deal either. And then finally, X Force number 9, just a X-Men Hunt crossover. I don't think that's important either. So for me, I'm going to go with Absolute Flash number 1. If there's a book you want to buy this week that might be something down the line one day, that's the one. Because I can tell you, the first 3 series are good. I really enjoy it, and they're the only uh, DC books that I'm actually reading. I'm buying a couple others, but I'm not reading them. So I'm picking up the Hush stuff from Batman and the Zatanna stuff just to see what that's like. But we'll see. All right, so let's pull these out. Now we're going to move on to the books that I picked up with this week, and some that I picked up this week that are old. So I have decided I'm going to kill my subscriptions from Midtown Comics. So these are, if you go to the Marvel subscriptions and the DC subscriptions, you can do that stuff online. It's all on the website, and then they come and they're packaged in these thin plastic things. And everybody was like, "Oh, don't do it. It's really horrible." And I was like, "No, this is going to be great. It's 35% off." And it's not worth it. They come super late. Sometimes they don't come at all. And then they all come with spine ticks, going through the mail. It's just, they are destroyed. They are nothing that anyone would ever want to collect. So I'm going to kill that. And then I'm going to either find another service or use a local comic book shop. I found a shop here locally that will do 20% off all my subscriptions, but they don't do bags and boards. So I guess I would do my own bags and boards. And I don't know, what's that, 20 cents per book or something like that. And then 25 or 20% off of a $5 book would be $1 saving. So maybe I'm saving 80 cents. And then off of a $4 book, 20 is 80 cents off. So maybe I'm saving 40 cents. So it's a little bit of savings. My favorite comic book shop, they don't do any discount at all, but they give you bags and boards. But the 20% off is still better. And I can go to that shop if I want to anyway, to pick up other stuff if wanted. I think they're just better on back issues. They have a lot of stuff on the shelf. But then maybe I'll just find an online thing. Now I'd like to have the books come in more quickly so that I can do them on this video for you guys. But you got to do what you got to do, right? Because of the cost of this stuff. Because I don't get any of these for free, so it's kind of expensive. And online, I can get a weekly subscription that's 35% off. I have to pay for shipping, but that might be the way to go. So I'll figure it out. I would love for anybody that watches this that uses some kind of online mail order subscription that can send your books on a weekly basis and have the books come and not be damaged. Would be great. I'm really curious about that. I'm going to go online to a bunch of the forums and check that out too. But anyway, there's an update on that. So that's some of the stuff. Now, let's take a look at the books, and I'll tell you what I think about the series as we go through. Okay, so Herculoids number 2. I read Herculoids number 1, and it was horrible. But I still bought number 2 anyway. I don't know why. Okay, read Sonya Attacks Mars. So this is obviously the SketchUp cover. The shop I was at didn't get their A covers, so I picked this up because I might, at some con in the future, get somebody to put something on there. And then while I was there, since they have good back issues, I picked up Ultimate Wolverine number 1 SketchUp cover, and I'm going to hire someone to do a nice sketch on this. So if anybody has a artist that is pretty awesome that would do this and not charge a lot, I would love it. I'll feature it on the stream here. Zatanna number 2 has arrived, and I didn't even crack up in number 1, so I don't know if it's good or not. But we'll see. It's all in, and I figured I would buy the first 3 and then go back and read them and see if I like it, and then go from there. I'm doing the same thing for this miniseries, Daredevil Unleash Hell. I'm going to buy them all before I read them, and number 3 has come out, and yes, I will be taking them out of their little plastic bag. Sorry for the folks that freaks out. Now, this series, G.I. Joe, in the Energon universe, I like this a lot. This is good. I still have to go back and get the Duke miniseries and the Cobra Commander miniseries. I got Scarlet and whatever the other one was that I forget. But yes, this I give 2 thumbs up. Absolutely. I never thought that I would be a G.I. Joe fan, but man, I like this. I like this a lot. All right. Deadpool Wolverine, number 3. I have hit Wolverine and Deadpool exhaustion at this point. There are just too many books with Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, Marvel is just cashing in too much. So I'm kind of done with all the Deadpool and Wolverine stuff. And I'm starting to actually like DC again because of all of that. Werewolf by Night, number 8. I've actually not read any of these yet, and I only have, I think, 1, 7, 6, 7, 8. So I need to pick up the others. Assorted Crisis Events. This is I believe, an anthology book, and it came out last week, and they didn't have a cover number 1A for me, but they did have one this week, so I picked it up there. Now, this is my pick of the week. If you want something cool, pick up this thing. Mouse Guard Dawn of the Black Axe. And I don't know if this is cover A or B. I just grabbed one. They both were really good. But I'm really looking forward to this. There's another Mouse Guard series that came out before this one. I think it's just Mouse Guard Black Axe. And this is like the Dawn of Black Axe. So I assume it's a earlier, a prequel series. And, it's about little mice and they have swords and stuff. And this is going to be a theme of books that I really like, right? So we're going to set this one to the side because there's another book in that theme that is going to be amazing. It is amazing. I read number 1. It's just so good. Now, I picked up some of the Virgin Conan the Barbarian books. I think this is number 1, and I don't know what these others are, but I didn't have any of these Virgins, so I picked these up. And then I picked up a cover B or cover C. Which one is this one? Cover C of number 1 that they had laying around at cover price. And then I picked up cover E of number 1 just to have it because I really like Conan the Barbarian. And I didn't buy any of the alternate covers when this stuff came out. So I just picked up a few of these just to have them because I've gone back, and for Savage Sword of Conan, I've picked up all of the covers for Savage Sword. And that's my favorite book out right now. And I've picked up a few of these. There's just too many of these to buy them all. There's like 10 or 12 or something for every one that comes out. So if you're spending $4, it's like $50 just for one book to get all the covers. You couldn't do it. All right. Now here's Flash, Absolute Flash number 1 variant cover, the big shiny one. And, I didn't pick up any of the variants of the other ones when they came out. I should have, because I think this would have made a really nice display. Maybe I can pick them up. They did have a Wonder Woman, the foil Virgin, and I picked that up as well today. But I don't have the Batman or the Superman version. Maybe I'll try and find one online and purchase, and then I can get them all in some top loaders and have that'd be a nice little display. All right. Again, back to the Wolverine, just exhaustion, just too much. And this is an example of the, this thing is destroyed. I can just tick, 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 tick color breaks. You can't really see it in the camera, but you can see that one right there. It's just not worth my money to save 35% and have them come and just be worthless. I can read them, but I want them nice too, right? I'm spending money. I want them nice. Another number 1. So Lost Boy, this is Peter Pan stuff. There's Captain Hook. So this is another remake of that from Boom. We'll see if it's any good or not as I get to read it. TVA, this series, I've been reading them. It's not anything special. I'm glad that it's a miniseries and will be done after this or next book. I might not even read this one. It's just not holding my attention. One World Under Doom is pretty good. I'm liking it. It's going to be 9 issues all in. Hey, Hi-Fi Haven. Hey, man, how you doing? Good to have you on the show. Going through some of today's haul. All right, and then Conan number 19. This always goes to the top of the list. So I have a big reading backlog, but it all gets skipped, and I will read Conan. And maybe I should start doing Conans because I really enjoy them. I can't do a read with me for Savage Sword because it's just too long, right? It would take forever to read that. But I might pick up and do Conan. And you know what I did? I think I left a stack of books there because I wanted to get the Flash number 1 regular cover, but I didn't pick it up. But I just picked up the variant, and then 68 Amazing Spider-Man 68D. I'd pull that off the shelf because it didn't come from Midtown. They just didn't send it to me, even though I paid for it. So I was going to pick it up, and they had one left, and I grabbed it, and I didn't buy it. I don't know what happened. Captain America, Sam Wilson. This series, I'm reading it. It's not very good. It's just blah. I would not suggest that one. Cable Love and Chrome, another not very good Marvel series. It's okay, but both of those are miniseries, so thank goodness that they'll be over soon. Now this, though, much like Mouse Guard, this is Bug Wars. Again, this is a fantasy setting, and this is set in a micronized world where the bugs are the thing. And over here, of course, it'll be like mice and snakes and stuff. But number one for Bug Wars was outstanding. It was super duper awesome, good, highly recommended book. You should absolutely check that one out. Pick it up. All right. Now I have more that are older, but they're new to me. So let's go over this stuff. So Batman 158 is going to start Hush 2. And Batman Hush was obviously a thing in the past. I wasn't collecting when that happened, so I don't really know anything about it. But the Hush 2 is coming back, and Jim Lee, who now heads up DC Comics, is going to be penciling that. And he's penciled. No, this is Jimenez. So I think Jim Lee is going to be doing 158. I also have bought a super duper expensive signed copy that I'm going to have graded of 158 as well, just because I'm stupid apparently and like to give my money away, but I'm going to do it anyway because I want it, right? Power Man Timeless. Sometimes I say that a series isn't very good, and that means I don't care for it. This, I think, issue number 1 was just bad. It was not good at all. Just wasn't. So, I buy these things because I'm a completionist for it to some extent, but it was bad. Laura Kinney Wolverine is fine. I haven't read this one yet. Web of Spider-Verse, New Blood number 1. I think I ended up with 2 different covers of that one. Hell Hunters is actually okay. I'm liking this one. I've read the first 2, and I've got 3 and 4 here that I need to go back and read. Again, it's another book with Wolverine because they put him in everything. But it's still pretty good. Doctor Strange. This is a miniseries. Haven't cracked it open yet. Weapon X-Men. Haven't cracked this one open yet either, but it's pretty. Too much Deadpool. Another one that's just blown away. Just too much. I'll never read The Secret Six, but I bought one just to have one. Thunderbolts, Doomstrike. Look forward to this. Looks pretty good to me. And then here's that Zatanna number 1. And then Eddie Brock, Carnage number 1. It's got ticks as well. Just super sad about all of that. It's not too bad. So there's that. And then all right, I have one more stack, and I think I might have shown some of these before already, but I'll pull this one out and go over it. And that way I'll know that I've shown you everything that's like in the last couple of weeks. Again, Mouse Guard, Dawn of the Black Axe. Looking forward to that one. So we got X-Men 13 and 12, finally. 69 finally came, but remember I told you, so they had 65 and then 65 dot deaths came out, so they added an extra. Then they had 68 and 68 dot deaths. Then they have 69. Then they'll have 70, and then after 70, reset next volume, Amazing Spider-Man number 1, because they obviously need to make more money, right, and start over with a new volume, as opposed to just keep numbering. So that's where they're going to restart Amazing Spider-Man. And as you can see, Amazing or X-Men and all this stuff, they reset those already about 6 months ago, I guess. Nyx number 9, Absolute Wonder Woman number 5. Really liking this series. Really good. Love the artwork. Outstanding. All New Venom is okay. It's better than it's not good. It's okay. It's not awesome. Deadpool, I'm not even reading them because it's just too much Deadpool. Ultimates, Women of Marvel, She-Devils. Haven't read that. Scarlet Witch is okay. And here's the other cover that I was telling you about on Web of Spider-Verse, New Blood. Uncanny X-Men, again, the new volume. They're on number 11 now. New volume of Iron Man on number 6. Spectacular Spider-Man, number 13. And then Immortal Thor has been going for a little while now. It's on number 21 of the new volume there. And now, last stack coming up. These are a little bit older, but since they're on my desk, I'll talk about them. All right. Too many comic books, too much good stuff. Knights versus Samurai, loving this series. Loving it, and loving that watercolor cover as well. Sabretooth, The Dead Don't Talk. I'm liking this series. And well, the first couple anyway. Rome Eternal, loving this series. Independent, really good. Recommended. Got to get that one. Wolverine, I'm enjoying that one. That one's good too. First two anyway. West Coast Avengers, not loving it so much. I'm not going to say it's bad, but it's okay. It's okay. I remember when the first West Coast Avengers came out, like in the 90s, maybe 89, 90, 91. That was good. Absolute Batman, good. Although number 4 or maybe number 3 was not good, but the others are great and it's enough to carry it. Spider-Gwen, I actually haven't read these. I don't know. X Factor, again, new volume. They're on number 8. Phoenix, number 9. And then Nick Fury, Fim Fang Fung. J. Michael Straczynski, who I love, who did some wonderful sci-fi television, Babylon 5, he's writing these mashup books. So apparently they are taking 2 characters that have nothing really to do with each other, and I think they made a list of them for him and said, hey, write some comics about these characters together, and they'll be one-shots. And so that's the one-shot for that. All right. Bam. So those are the comics that are new to me. The key of the week, the choice of the week, the Giles pick of the week, which is this guy right here. Super excited for this one. Number 2 for me is going to be Bug People. What was it called? I forget the name of it already. It's the fantasy one set with the insects. So that's number 2. But this guy. And it's an interesting form factor and just the whole deal. And then maybe number 3 after that would be Conan, number 19 it was. So that's the comics. Yeah, thanks, man. I haul way too many comic books, and but you know, it's my guilty pleasure. You can have my little display back there. And I'm about to do my first CGC grading on some of my older stuff. So I pulled out some of my old books that I've had since I was a kid. And I don't have a lot from that time period anymore, unfortunately. But I did have a New Mutants number 98, which is the first appearance of Deadpool. Again, Deadpool. And then like a Wolverine series number 1 and a Wolverine limited series number 2. And I had the number 1 from the limited series, but it got destroyed by water. And like Secret Wars number 8 got destroyed by water, which is the first black suit for Spider-Man. It's just so much stuff has been destroyed over time when I was being young and impulsive and stupid and not taking care of things like I should have. But I'm an old man now, and I understand the thoughts of preservation, taking care of the things that you have. So that'll never happen again. So that's it for the week. If you are enjoying this, make sure that you check out my comic book channel. It's the same content, but I think most people that are joining from my tech channel, although there's one person from Key Comic Books that came in. So thank you so much, whoever you are. I've got one person on Twitch. Thank you, whoever's watching on Twitch. I can't see the comments from Twitch on here, but if you do join from the YouTube Key Comic Books channel, I will be able to see it and say hello. And then got 3 or 4 folks coming off of my my tech channel. But if you are joining on the tech channel and you like comic books, make sure to hop down to @Key Comic Books on YouTube and subscribe to me there. And I will be doing another read with me, and I'll probably do Absolute Flash number 1, and then maybe I'll do the Conan because I like it so much. But I'm open to whatever the people want. I have most comics available on a weekly basis, all the popular ones except for the DC stuff. If folks want DC stuff, I can pick those up too and read those as well. So just whatever you want. Again, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for joining me on this comic book expo, and hopefully some of you folks will be at the two upcoming comic book expos in Colorado, right? So we have two big ones. We've got Denver Fan Expo and Colorado Comic Con, I think it is, later in the year. One, I think, Fan Expo is in July, beginning of July, and then maybe August or September timeframe, we get to Colorado Springs Comic Con. Both of those will be good. And then we have some smaller local shows that I would love to say hi to folks at if any Coloradians are watching. So thank you so much. See you guys next Wednesday.